Development Corporation, May 14th, 2025. I need approval of last month's April 9th, 2025 minutes.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Joe Spinelli? Is Joe here? All right, Joe.
This is the report for April 2025, MCIDC report for Loki Grill. This report covers our site visit between April 1st and April 30th, 2025. During this period, Loki Grill made 8 monthly site visits. During this period, Loki Grill had 0 follow-up visits. We checked residents with 322 workers, and of those workers, 0 were non-compliant, and there were 0 new MCIDC signs delivered. I did have a follow-up. I don't know if it's relevant yesterday at this job site, but they did provide IDs on the follow-up, so we need that information now or not. I can answer any questions if anybody has any.
Is that it for Joe? Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Greg?
Can I ask a dumb question about that? What are we inspecting? What sites are we, if they're not ours, loans or?
They're bond
All the
projects.
bond bills?
Mhm.
Yeah.
We have that money? It's pretty good.
Yeah, there's construction ongoing on a couple of the recent universities, St. John Fisher, Charter School.
Yeah, we're hoping that ICE doesn't raid the work sites. I mean, if he's at least telling us that they're not getting raided, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Comida usually has, we get the same report on the Comida side, and there's of course a larger project volume, projects receiving benefits over there. We have the mirrored policies regarding local labor, so we always like to see as much local construction work being created as possible for these projects.
So I know it's sort of routine every time they come and they report on that, but we have an obligation to hear that in terms of the work that are done on these bonds. Greg?
Okay, financials through April. Cash is a little bit down as of the end of the month compared to where we were at the end of the year. Operating cash is a little bit down, but again, the last couple of weeks we've, about 500,000 of that 790 is in our micro loan account. After the reimbursements that we received in the last couple of weeks, we do anticipate here, so let me go back a little bit. When we started the microloan fund, we took money out of our operating account to kind of put some seed money into about $500,000 to put that into our microloan account from our traditional operating accounts. Now that the cash in the programs is getting through the system, we're starting to get principal, our reimbursements are way up. We do have a significant amount of cash, a little excess cash in our micro loan account that we're probably going to contribute back to our operating accounts here probably within the next couple of weeks.
How much is that?
How much is in our micro loan account? A little over $1 million.
1.1.
1.1, right? So you're starting to see the principal getting back. The county just, reimbursed us a big number. So we're gonna kind of leave the micro loan account at about $500,000. That's the anticipation that as loans come, it gives us about, the ability to do about 10 loans a month, depending on what that is, 50,000 a piece. So, we're probably gonna look at putting back about $500,000-600,000 back into our operating account.
You should stand up when you have good news.
It's great news.
All right.
So all good there. Our short-term investments, again, we have about 10 different bonds and notes that we have laddering. We go out right now until April of 27 at different rates. I mean, those rates, as you may well know, are kind of bounced around, but they're still a lot higher than we had anticipated when we did the budget. So you'll kind of, you'll see that. But overall, still certainly a good, strong portfolio with respect to where we are from our treasury bills, $4.2 million. We do have one coming due, I believe, tomorrow. We're deciding on whether we need to you know, what we're gonna do with that quite yet. It's about $500,000, whether we, that maturity's coming due tomorrow, but we may need a little bit more cash. We're gonna kind of finalize that in the next couple hours, probably. Other current assets really represents the receivables when we voucher for our loans. That's the money that the county owes us as we get those loans out into the community. In terms of the micro loan receivables, again, we did about $250,000 of new loans in the month of April. We received $36,000 of principal and about $7,500 of interest. Again, and we are counting on using a 15% allowance, you know, for those. And again, we are starting to see a little bit more uptick in a couple of those loans. Hey, we're struggling to pay. There's a couple more, and again, I would, you know, anticipate that continuing a little bit. So more to come on that when we have some exact numbers on that. In terms of our revenue and expenses, again, everything's holding pretty steady. Our loan program income's down a little bit. That's really just to, you know, more or less due to not as many new fundings going on. You know, certainly the interest rate that we had anticipated when we did the budget in October, we thought the more average was gonna be 3 to 4%. You know, it's been more than that. So that's why our interest is we're generating a little bit more interest than we had budgeted. Micro loans, the same, although we anticipate that kind of evening out as we're starting to do a lot more loans recently. The timing of that, we're gonna generate some more interest as the year goes on. As you can see, the micro loan grant income has been quite a bit more in the last couple of months, and as those get through, we're gonna generate a considerable amount of more interest. Incentive programs, again, I know we're revising the program, so that's a little stale, right? We're looking at, you know, change those things and probably more to come on that, but that's down to what we have, of course, budgeted and historical. Economic development, I think, is more of a timing thing. We're gonna hear about a couple more new programs today that we'll probably even that out as we get through the end of the year. General administrative, again, that just really represents, the reason that's over budget is we haven't accounted for some micro loan reimbursements. Again, I anticipate that that's gonna even out as we get through the year. And the bad debt expense is really just a reflection of the increase in the micro loan grant income that we had budgeted through the first 4 months. Again, anticipate that that's going to even out throughout the year, but overall, really strong year based on, you know, historical and what we have budgeted, approximately $500,000 revenue over expenses. And again, you could see 75,000 of that is really just a reserve based on the bad debt. So overall, really great start to the first 4 months of the year, and anticipate that continuing as we go forward.
Any questions for Greg? Listen, I'll take a motion to go in executive committee.
Oh, no, no, that's next.
What's that?
The executive session is next.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Oh, so it's executive committee and then executive session.
Oh, okay, well, excuse me.
No, you're good. You said executive. We just don't.
No,
need
but
a
I was,
motion.
yeah. Yesterday, we met with BOCE 1 and BOCE 2 on their program, the same program. And we've been doing this program since, I think, 2017. They're requesting $15,000 for the same program for BOCES 1 and for BOCES 2. And they're hoping to double up this year in terms of the classes to serve more people. But since 2017, there's been close to 88 young people that have been exposed to manufacturing. And we've always thought this to be a pretty good program in terms of doing that. Hopefully getting young people the opportunity to at least be exposed to manufacturing, and maybe they would decide to go in and make a career out of that. And so that's a $15,000, ask, and, the, executive committee, approved that. So, it's in your packet right here. If there's any questions on it, let us know.
15,000 for each.
Huh?
15,000 for each program.
15,000 for each, yeah. And, this has been budgeted also too, and, we're way up under the budget, for it. And, you know, you just heard that we're sitting on a lot of money, and we've gotta get the money out.
Yeah, these are very good programs, very impactful, a lot of feel-good outcomes, particularly the CDL training program. I mentioned this yesterday at our executive committee meeting, but one of our Comida board members, Norm Jones, has pointed out, you get a commercial driver's license and you have a job for life. And, you know, a lot of really great outcomes from the CDL training, for folks. There's a lot of jobs out there for commercial driver's license holders.
Well, but before we get to the discussion on the CDL, which is
Oh, we're talking,
different one.
right, sorry.
The same program, and don't raise your hands all at once, for questions. Once again, we funded this since, I think 2017, so they come back every year, for this right here, so, it's just a matter of that. Now, as, what Anna was just, discussing, the CDL licensing, program for BOCES 2, workforce, they're seeking, $85,000. And, this is a outstanding program because, this makes it to where, you get a CDL, license, and this is an in-demand, job that is basically out here. You cannot get enough drivers. Everywhere you go, you're seeing, help wanted sign for school bus drivers and everything else. This program, is very unique in terms of, that, they have a very, very high success rate in, making sure that when folks go through the process, to get the CDL license, it's a very, very high rate, around about 90%. I think the other thing also too is that they expressed yesterday that they're doing a whole lot of collaboration, to sort of streamline the process, for CDL license, A. This is CDL license, B, which, you know, they're seeking, 85,000 for. So, these are, two programs that, the executive committee has highly recommended. So, if there's no discussion on it, I'm gonna ask for a motion, for each of them.
I'll move that.
Second?
I'll second.
This is for the same program. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The second one is for, $85,000 for Monroe County to BOCES for CDL Class B license.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Any opposed? Okay. Now we have to go into executive session. We need a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Okay, a motion to approve $226,000 SBA 504 commercial mortgage for the purpose of purchasing a building in the town of Brighton.
I'll move that.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Second one here is a motion to approve $230,000, MCIDC revolving loan fund for the purpose of purchasing a building in the town of Brighton.
I'll move it.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any abstaining, any opposed? Okay. We have the one there. Okay, so that's passed.
Is there any chance if we need to do something on the software, like vote? Cause I have a hard leave at 12.
No,
so
we're
I
gonna go
can't
to that
stick
right
around.
now.
Oh, yeah.
Like if we
at
could
one.
skip
Yeah.
seven, 8, and 9 and move the software.
Yeah, we're
one up.
gonna skip 8 and 9 right now.
Yes, we'll skip 8 and 9,
We're gonna go to the software.
go right to software.
We'll let, Anna, this will be reviewed by the executive committee, to, support this right here. Why don't you just give us a little
Sure,
background?
certainly, and I'll be really quick. This is a $30,000 ask, and it's identical to a similar ask that came before the Comida board last year, or was it earlier this year?
I think it's
Early.
24.
2024. It's related to modern technology and upgrading our systems. And currently, we use an access database to monitor our economic development activity. A lot of the numbers that you review here in this packet come through that system. Microsoft is moving away from Access, as they should, because it's very old. And we are, Comida solicited a competitive bid for a tracking system that MCIDC staff would like to be able to utilize and upgrade its own systems. So the proposal is to work with Mindex Technologies, and notably this change will help Robin and Allison and the whole team better respond to the Paris report annually, the obligation that we have to report up to the comptroller's office on all of our activity. So this is a request for approval to update that database at $30,000. And we're happy to answer any questions. And looking ahead, we will be judicious about incorporating this and any other such asks into our spending plan for the next year.
So I don't have a problem spending the 30 grand. What I have a problem with, when I read this information, it doesn't say what they're gonna do. All it says that they're gonna spend whatever it is, 200 hours.
Right, that's fair,
Shouldn't we have something that,
So they had outlined it, so this is a piggyback on what we've done for Comida. So we're having them do this portion for MCIDC so we can use it all together. So if the Comida part sort of lays out what they're doing. They're taking our access database and putting it up into a cloud-based database and giving us access to that and giving us ways to
so
report
does
on
Comida have the same contract?
it. Yes, we've already sort of completed theirs through.
Did you read this?
I did.
Doesn't say anything, does it?
It just says how many hours it's gonna take and the rate.
And then it goes on to say they disclaim all responsibility and everything else.
Well, I mean, Comida has it, so it's like it's
Yeah,
already
right.
pre-upped, you know?
Risk is less, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, I can
We'll
send you
get more
something, sure.
information to you, because that's a fair point,
Are you-
and I'm sorry that this was lacking.
So we need a
terms of-
motion to authorize the executive director to enter into a contract with Mindset.
Mindex, yeah.
Excuse me, a software development company to upgrade outdated project access database to a modern, cloud-based program for up to $30,000. That's a
I'll
hard.
move that.
All in
Second.
favor?
Get it to say something that they're gonna do, or what.
Any opposed? All right.
Are you moving to like Salesforce or are they
No,
custom
that's
creating
too
it?
expensive.
Okay,
Yeah, this is a custom database for us, and they're designing it how we need it to work so that we can pull stuff out for.
Amazing.
stuff, yeah.
I mean, a custom for, if it's 60 grand between the both is a
Yeah.
heck of a deal.
And I don't even think it'll be 30 for this portion. I think it'll be much less than that. But it's,
thank you all. We'll report back and we'll share more information about the substance of what they're doing.
Can we do 8 and 9 next month?
Yes, we sure can do 8 and 9 next month.
We'll do 8 and 9 next month. Gotta give Tony a break, there. He's been up under a little pressure here. So
Yes.
Gotta keep going, you know?
You gotta
It's
go.
enough for him to retire. He was very good.
Don't do that.
I need a motion to adjourn. No
Motion.
more business. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. See you next month.
Thank you all.
See you.
Please help yourself to some food on the way out if you have a moment. Joe, where did you get that awesome notebook?
At the business council annual meeting
No
last
kidding,
week.
okay.
Everyone got one.
That's great.
And like,
Never seen one of those
the
before.
McDonald's, but like they don't like sell this.
That's good, yeah.
So that's why.
I love it.
Wanted some training more, he wants some info, so she called in and I asked her.
I wanna talk about
Taco Bell.
That's my preference.
Yeah.
So whatever that's.
Very highbrow.
But that was last week.
Whatever you promote, your chicken nuggets.
But I could say that when I went in there.
Oh, no.
Did you get that?
Sort of different, they're not
I don't know,
bright.
it's
I went back
since
3
then.
different times.
Oh, they really like chicken nuggets. Yeah, yeah.
Right. They're young, they've got good constitutions, they can handle it.
Yeah, that's